Replit just released their agents version 2.0, and I have to say, it's completely insane. And I'm not overhyping it. Replit is one of the best AI agents out there when it comes to building software using AI. And what made them great made them become even better. So today we're going to be diving into Replit Agents version 2.0, how to get access to this beta version, and how to make the most out of it. Now, if you're watching this video and you're enjoying it, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps me reach many people out there around the world. But with that being said, let's jump into Replit Agents and take a look at exactly how you can go about using it and what you can. Now, my question to you is, will you be able to build a piece of software that does exactly this in about 2 hours? Basically, one that is completely done for you and it has all the feature that you need. That's what we did today. And it blows my mind because I did it only using Replit Agents version 2 and nothing else. I didn't write any code myself. I didn't go in and make any edit. I just let the AI do what it needs to do based on the prompts that it provided. Completely insane, completely out of this world. It blows my mind. Now, if you want to use the Agents version 2.0, you will need to meet two different criteria. Number one, you need to be a paid user for Replit. And number two, you will want to go to your accounts page, click on the top right corner, click on account, click on preferences, and activate Explorer mode. And this will give you access to Agent version 2. Now we can go back to the home page. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building a website or a SaaS application similar to Radar, the new S platform that they just launched a few months ago. And I don't want to pay about $40 per month, which is the cost right now. So I decided to build it myself. I'm going to open this, and this is my whole prompt. You got everything that it needed to do in order to achieve what we're trying to do. And this is just a good starting point. Now, I would say start building, and actually what I'm going to do is to go back to Node, which is where I have the prompt, and I will divide it in smaller chunks. That way I can paste it all in here. I think that would be good. Pretty good. We got the whole prompt in there, and we can ask a Replit to improve the prompt. Let's see what it comes up with. All right. I think that's relatively good. And we can start building. So basically what makes Replit Agents version 2.0 better is that it can reason, it can start building right in front of you, and it can take what you're giving it and take it a few steps further to be able to build a much refined product for you. It does take longer. I would say that out of all the AI coding tools that I have tested, Replit Agents is the one that will take the longest, but it's the one that will give me the best output. So right now, it's giving me a few additional features that I should consider. Let's take a look. Some of the features it's recommending is the real-time Twitter API integration with WebSockets. I think that would be a good one to have. Then we have advanced filtering and search capabilities. I think that's appropriate historical data tracking and comparison, and export functionality for reports and data. I will mark them all, and I will approve plan. And this is a relatively simple prompt that I provided, and that was refined, but I think it's good enough to start working on exactly what I want, which is to be a radar clone. So it's calling it keyword S, and as you can see, different than before. Before you didn't see what it was building until the end. Now you're able to see exactly how it's working on it and how it's adding different elements to the page and how it's improving on what is already there. So let's see. Now, while it's working, if you want to see what it's doing, all you have to do is click on where it says the agent is working, and you're going to see exactly what it's doing at the moment. And you can see exactly all the files that I have created and everything else. And show more. I guess there's more to show, but you can see exactly what I have created. Now you can open a new tab, and I like opening the console because if there is any issue as I'm previewing later on, I will be able to see it in the console. And lastly, I think that's all we're going to have for now. We're going to open the debugger just in case we run into any issues. Then we can bring back the preview. Okay, so it's getting elements here. This is probably going to take a while. It's been 6 minutes. I will pause the recording and I will come back once we have something a little bit more solid. Just to give you an idea, it's been 10 minutes. It's still working. So the agent is still working on creating pages. It has created 24 different files for this project. And as you can see, it created bar, it created some hero section, created some charts, some pagination, a way to enter the API key, authorization page, the dashboard, keyword page. So I had to create a whole lot. It's still not routed to the right places, but it's creating everything that we need in order to be able to get this to work. So we'll give it another few minutes and see where we stand. Now we're up to 27. See where we stand after 15, 20 minutes. All right, so after 30 minutes, it ran into an issue. There is a runtime error. And as you can see, I haven't prompted it to even fix it, but it found the issue, it found the error, and it's solving it by itself without me having to intervene in any way, shape, or form. As you can see, this is my initial prompt. So it's finding the issues along the way and it's fixing them in order to be able to present me with something that is worth using. So let's give it a few more minutes and I will be back after it has done creating. All right, so after exactly 30 minutes, we have an authorization page. Let's look at the database. Make sure that there is a database up and running. If not, we would have to create it. Okay, we will need to create the database. So make sure and all right, so we're going to create a database and make sure that it works seamlessly. We're going to give it a few minutes just to make sure. Now, just for context, it has created quite a few pages here. Let's see if we can even see pages that we created. Well, we cannot see the pages right now, but perhaps we can take a look at the files that it created. And just for you to know, all of these cost only 25 cents, 1/4. So this is the first checkpoint. And then the second checkpoint is up here. And the checkpoint cost is 25 cents. We created basically most of the functionality that we will need, of course, minus the database, for 25 cents. That's kind of insane to me because that will make Replit Agents version 2 the cheapest and most productive AI coding tool out there. Not even close. But we'll wait a few minutes. We will let the agent finish setting up the database, and we're going to come back. We're going to take a look and see whether or not it's working, and we'll go from there. After exactly 2 minutes, now the agent is saying that it's done. We're going to return back to the database. And as you can see, it has created some tables. It created the keywords, the mention, the orders, the Twitter API keys, and the users. There's no data recorded in there, but that allows to come here and open this in a brand new page. We're going to register. We're going to use a strong password, and we are going to create this. Open this because to go to the console, it's not error console. All right, we're going to let it face the error. While it's doing that, take a look. So the error, even though it created the user, it didn't. If you double click on any of the data, that's nice because now I'm able to say make changes to data from the back, which is all right. So let's allow it some time. Now, as a reference, it's been 22 minutes since we started working on this. So this is insane. 22 minutes, and I already get somewhat of an MVP. I would say about 40 minutes, and we will have a full MVP. But let's see. So it looks like it's been fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out and log back in. Let's sign in. Okay, so now this is the dashboard. Of course, the data here is not data synced from the database. So that's something that we will have to work on. But as you can see, you got all the pages that we need. And, this is a little deviation from where I want it to be. But I gotta say, it's not bad. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to create a user settings page. User account as API data. While it's doing that, we can explore a little bit. As you can see, this is a really good. This is a really good product. Now it needs to be synced to the database, but it gives you instructions on exactly how to get your API keys and everything else that you will need to add there. I don't really know what this is. Older data, I mean, come on, this is outside of what we were trying to do. But nevertheless, I gotta say that this is quite nice. Let's give it a few minutes just to this new task done, and we're going to come back and we're going to take a look at what we. All right, so after, let's see, 2 minutes, we're done with the user settings page. And as you can see, the username, the date that we joined, a way to change password, and a way to enter API keys. Okay, not bad. Then we still have the API settings. All right, so what I'm going to do is I realized that perhaps the reason why we have some additional features that we didn't ask for is because we refined my original prompt using the AI. So now I figured that perhaps I add the original prompt and I allow the AI to fix any mistakes, remove anything that had to do with e-commerce, because realistically, it has nothing to do with e-commerce. That's not the idea for this project. And we're going to allow it to go through the whole application, removing any unnecessary features and allowing it to figure out exactly what it needs done to put this together the best way it can. So let's give a few minutes. All right, and this one took a little bit longer. So let's take a look. This one took about 6 minutes. But as you can see, now we are actually where we need to be in regards to, let's actually this one up, in regards to features that it built. And like I mentioned before, I believe that the main issue was that when the AI refined my prompt, it deviated from where I needed it to be. So no mentions and analytics space coming soon. The dashboard. I removed the API key page. That's fine. We can add those instructions back there a little bit later. So what I'm going to do is for keywords screen to database. We're going to allow it to do that while it's doing that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 21st Dev and we're going to look for nice charts. Use, let's see, they have tables. Perhaps that's, we got tables here. Let's see. Okay. Yep, we're going to use this table. Yeah, I think that's good. We're going to copy the prompt for Replit. Copy this. We're going to come back here. We're going to allow this to finish before we move forward. We need to make sure that all the data is in the database, but at the same time, we want to make this look much nicer. All right, let's give a few minutes. All right, let's take a look and at that preview. All right, so no keywords found. That's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. It's offering me some ideas. I'm going to stay away from this for right now because I want stay. Please note, I want to be able any column data, like taking the perspective column, and then we paste that and we send it. We're going to see what it comes back with here in a few moments. So after a few moments, it looked like we have the table that we wanted. Let's refresh this, make sure that everything's working correctly. So, yep, it's working correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change background to complete black because that goes more in line with what I'm looking for. And so I went to the Twitter developer portal because I will need my credentials. So going to regenerate them. By the time you watch this video, they will be regenerated again. So it doesn't hurt me. But this is easy as going to developers on twitter.com. So basically this URL up here, if you go there, this is the landing page for the S developer portal. On the top right, as long as you're signed in, you can go to the developer portal, you click there and it takes you to this page. If you don't have an app created or anything created, you will need to create one. So you can go create apps and create one from there. I do have one already created, as you can see. So that's the one that we're going to be using. Use this. Let's allow this finish. Give it a couple of minutes and we will be back for it. All right, it looks like it's done changing the colors. We're going to continue making some edits to the user interface to make it look exactly how we want it, but not right now. What I want to do is I want to focus on the API keys and I want to make sure that they're being saved correctly. So we're going to copy the API key, enter it there, and then API secret. Then we're going to go back for mirror token. We're going to regenerate that, copy. Like I said, I will redo this. It looks like it's updated and is active as of right now. To refresh this page, make sure that they're still saved. Let's go back to database. See, so the API is being saved there. It's being linked to me. We're going to see right now. So, all right, we're going. First phrase is Lovable, and that is a brand, and we're going to refresh every 10 minutes and to add this keyword. So the sentiment is positive. I don't know if it's doing anything. So I'm going to go and keywords table, and I click keyword. I need new print there, like related keyword last 20. Sure. Can change time frame is all right. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, so let's it look like I can click here. So I got 404. I 4. All right, we're going to allow it to fix this, but basically what I'm trying to achieve is whenever I click on top of that keyword, I need to be taken to the page where I can see all the where I can see all post related to that specific keyword. So there was an error. We're going to allow it to fix it and work on it for a little bit, and we're going to see how well it does. As you can see, it's editing on the keyword detail page, which is the page that I had created for me to be able to see all the posts. It's making changes to the keywords page. So far, so good. Let's see. Okay, look like it's about done. It's restarting the application. Go back, previous sections. Let's see. Again, screenshot. And we got the checkpoints. I think we are on the safe side. It's still considering options. So wondering what is trying to do. Typically, once we reach the checkpoint, we're done. Perhaps it found some errors that need fix. I need to add support for the sentiment filter on the last column. All right, so I found that feature that it was overlooked and is actually working it. So it's that improvement. I'm going to allow it to go through it and find the best way to face it and the best way to go about it. Right, so it looked like I already have page created, it's run correctly, but it's not fetching any tweets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this prompt and try to get it to fetch the tweets back from Twitter. This is probably going to take a little bit of time just because this is a trial and error portion, but I assure you that we have only been working on this for a little over 30 minutes. So I can give you the exact time, and this is much less than you would if you were building your own SaaS application. Yeah, perhaps about 45 minutes. The important point is that this will take anywhere from, all right, so initial plan was exactly 1 hour ago. So yeah, a project that would take typically a few months to code, perhaps close to a year, depending on the skills, the developer skills. Now we're doing it in 1 hour, and we have a semi-functional MVP that we can tweak a little bit more, and we can much more features up and running. I'm going to open it in the big screen, dedicated tab. All right, let's take a look. All right, so it looked like this is actually bringing from S now. Let's open this. This page doesn't exist. All right, let's see if the other. I look like it made up the data. No big deal, because we can get this to work with a little bit more effort and a little bit burning tools today, looking at courses on others and recommendations. Courses this week. All right, so let's see Lovable. Yeah, this is definitely just data that is just created by itself. It's not fetching anything from the API. Now, I spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours working on this, and I have to say, in regards to user interface, this is much nicer than what we had about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Uh, Perhaps this is something that if you're using a no-code tool, which is what I can talk about the most, you will spend about a week or 2 weeks trying to get an user interface to this level. Now, on the flip side, if you were to write the code to build this, perhaps a few months, and I did it in about an hour and a half, 2 hours while watching a movie and sitting down with my wife. So definitely this is something that has improved. It's a new version of the same AI coding agent that was there before. So Replit Agent 2.0 is a much nicer version. I'm relatively happy with what we were able to accomplish, but let me give you a tour. So here we have a way to add new keywords. We can add them there, or we can go to the keyword page. We scroll down, we have the total amount of mentions, which equals to the total here. The active keywords, the audience reach of those 40 mentions, the engagement rate, and so on and so forth. If we have any alerts, we will see them here, and ideally sometime in the near future, there will be a way in which we can resolve those alerts, whether that is that the Twitter API rate limiting is approaching a high percentage or anything else. Then we have the top performing keywords. And as you can see, we get the sentiment. The last time it was updated, I'm thinking about adding an actual time next to the date. And then we have the category, whether that is a brand, is general, and there are a few other options. And you get the option to create your own categories. Then the mention timeline, this is not synced to the database yet, just like this one, but it is something that I will sync to the database if I were building this project. This is just a demo project at this moment. The top categories, the mentions by category, and the high impact mentions, and all this is data that I will get from Twitter as API, process it through perhaps the ChatGPT, the OpenAI API, and then fill this with whatever is relevant for me at the moment. And then some recommended actions at the bottom. We have a keyword on dashboard. And then if we click on the keyword, you can see a few keywords that are suggested and some suggestions for you to do. You can track any of these keywords, but we're going to go to the full details page. Take a look. Right now, this is just demo data. So it's not data that is being fetched from the S API, but this is how it's going to look like. There will be a way to go and see on S. So really cool. Then we're going to go back, and then here you will be able to add your own keywords, enter your categories, create a new category, determine how often you want the data to be refreshed, and then you can add the keyword. Then for the mentions, so every mention that you will see on the keyword page will be populated here. So that's nice. I will add some filters and improve this a little bit more so we can actually get a really powerful feature here. The analytics page is not built yet, so we're not going to go there, but the user settings is there. Here you can change everything from your user settings, whether that is the profiles, security, the API setup. You can change the default settings for the tracker, and then billing if you were to launch this as a software as a service. We have a way to log out and a way to log back in. So I think everything is looking good so far. I'm extremely happy with 2 hours of work. I'm able to get this done. This is a good stepping stone to build a really nice piece of software here in the future. Now, my question to you is, will you be able to build a piece of software that does exactly this in about 2 hours? Basically, one that is completely done for you and it has all the feature that you need. That's what we did today. And it blows my mind because I did it only using Replit Agents version 2 and nothing else. I didn't write any code myself. I didn't go in and make any edit. I just let the AI do what it need to do based on the prompts that it provided. Completely insane, completely out of this world. It blows my mind. But with that being said, I really appreciate you taking your time and watching this video, spending your time until the end really means a lot to me. Thank you for that. I really hope that you like the video, and if you like it, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me reach more people around the world. I am trying to reach as many people as I can, teach them about AI, teach them how to use this AI tool, and hopefully change their lives. So if you would not mind, I would really appreciate you clicking the like button. It helps me reach more people out there. But with that being said, thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video.